Hi, my name is Harry. I'm a reading tutor. You may have seen my reading tutor Facebook page, or you may not. Anyways, I want to talk about what I do. I teach reading. I teach literacy. I teach all ages, basically first grade to adults. I've been a classroom teacher for 32 years. I'm now retired. I've been a reading tutor for 20 years. I'm still doing that, obviously. And I use the Writing and Spelling Road to Reading and Thinking put out by the Riggs Institute. I've been using this for a lot of years, as you can tell, and I'm going to keep on using it. It's a phonetic-based language arts program, and it's the most effective program I've ever seen for teaching reading, writing, and spelling, the three pillars of literacy. And literacy is actually what we're after. Reading is a piece of that. I'm going to give you a short introduction of what I do and how I teach. And I start with the letter sounds and letter formation. This isn't pressing keys on a keyboard. This is making the letters so they become internalized. That helps avoid letter reversals, and it also helps later with learning cursive. And yes, cursive is a good skill to have. It is important. So I teach the letter sounds. I don't teach them as letters, though. I teach them as phonograms. Phono means sound. Gram means writing. So a phonogram is a written sound. That's what our letters are. We look at them, we look at the letter combinations, and if we're a good reader, we know what sounds they make automatically. So I teach using multisensory instruction. Like I say, I teach the letter sounds. I teach students how to make the letters the proper way, and then I have the students practice, because that's important. You can call it drill and practice. I guess it is. Some educational experts frown on that. They're wrong. Practice is important in any skill, and in order to get to the higher level thinking skills, which students need, there is a certain amount of rote learning that students also need. And so that's where we start. Multisensory instruction. As students are practicing making the phonograms, they're also repeating the sounds. That way the information is getting to their brain 4 ways, or as we call it, the 4 pathways to the brain. They're seeing what they're writing, they're hearing what they're saying, they're actually saying it, and they're writing it. So all those avenues to students' brains, the information is getting there 4 ways. Once students get enough of the letter sounds, enough of the phonograms, we use those phonograms to build words through a dictated spelling program. And I give a spelling test to figure out where students should start. Obviously, adults should not start their spelling program at the same place that a second grader starts, because there will be words that an adult needs, or an adult does know how to spell. This isn't a fun and games program. Unfortunately, fun and games don't work. We've discovered that over the years. This is a hard work program. So like I said, there's a lot of writing involved, but that's how we learn. We learn by doing, and by listening, and by repeating. So we have our dictated spelling program. I teach students to spell words using the letter sounds that they've learned. And the thing is, spelling is harder than reading. So for the most part, anything a person can spell, they can read, where the opposite isn't always true. There are words that we can all read, that I can read, that you can read, that we just can't remember how to spell it. So spelling is important. Even though experts sometimes say spelling isn't important, yes it is, it's very important. So building that spelling vocabulary, it also becomes the students' reading and writing vocabulary. Once the students get their spelling words, we practice reading them. We also use those words in correct sentences, and they have to be correct sentences. Students write sentences, then we proofread them together. And we're looking for correct capitalization and punctuation. Again, sometimes we're told that students should not be bogged down worrying about capitalization and punctuation, which is part of the problem. That is information that they need. And I'll explain that more in future videos, but it is really important. So we get our letter sounds, use them to build words, use the words to build sentences, practice reading the words, because it all works together. Like I said, reading, writing, spelling, the 3 pillars of literacy, we need them all. So that was a quick explanation. I don't want to take up a lot of your time for this first video, and I will be explaining more in future videos. You can contact me through my Facebook page. The information is in the comment section. You can also, if you have a question, write your question in the comment section. Either way, hope to see you again when I record future videos. If you need help, or if you have a child who needs help with reading, writing, spelling, literacy, contact me. And thank you for watching. Bye.